Hi, it's Konstantin here again. Welcome to Module 3, Lesson 2, where we're going to set up your advertising columns, right? So those are kind of like your dashboard that you use to read through the data. And what you'll find is when you create your ad account and start looking into it, it's just all over the place. That's why we need to create those columns so that you're not flying blind when you're actually operating your ad account. So you know where all those metrics are. I'm going to show you exactly the structure that you can use for both e-commerce as well as lead generation. So we're going to set up two types of columns. If you're watching this and then you're in lead gen, you know, on the right bar of this video, there's like sections. You can just, you know, scroll forward and watch that particular part that is, you know, valuable to you, and vice versa for e-commerce clients. But I encourage you to watch just throughout the video. You'll kind of know how everything is going, and then you'll know this for the rest of your life. So let's dive right in, and this is what we're going to cover in today's lesson, which is setting up columns for e-commerce, right? Where there is add to carts, purchases, initiate checkouts. It's a kind of like a different dashboard altogether. And then also lead generation, where we're capturing leads, calls, etc., etc. So let's dive into an e-commerce account to begin with, and I'll share with you how to set up all of the columns and metrics. Just for the sake of this example, I have selected an ad set in an account that is currently running, but just to give you a very quick overview over the metrics that you want to look at. And especially when you look at an account, the most important metrics, you want to look at purchases, conversion rate purchases, your cost per purchase, and your return on ad spend. So when you're managing your own account or your clients' accounts, you just want to look at the most important metrics first, and then you can hover over the add to carts, cost per add to cart, cost per initiate checkouts, unique link clicks. So this is where the preliminary metrics start, and they tell you, give you an indication of how your ads are performing. So we've got the unique link clicks, how much it costs per unique link click, how much it costs per traffic, right? Click-through rate, cost per 1,000 impressions, frequency, your hook rate, hold rate, and your video average playtime, right? So those are the metrics that you want to set up for an e-commerce campaign, and you simply go to columns. And I share a few tips and tricks here because it looks easy, but there are a few kind of metrics like conversion rate that you have to set up. So once you're here, I would just remove everything from the dashboard to begin with, and then you can start searching. For instance, start off with amount spent, right? Like you can search it and select it according to this column right there. Then you go to budget, and so on and so on. So budget purchases, conversion rate, cost per purchase, ROAS, add to cart, cost per add to cart, checkout initiated, cost per checkout initiated, unique link click, cost per unique link click, click-through rate, CPM, and then frequency, quality rating, hook rate, hold rate, video average playtime, engagement ranking, and conversion rate ranking. So there's kind of one tricky one, which is like conversion rate purchases. The way to set it up is you create a custom metric. It's not available in the search bar straight away. And the way you want to set it up is you want to name it conversion rate purchases, brackets open, purchases divided by unique link clicks, and you select a percentage right there. That's how you're going to get that conversion rate metric. Then the hook rate. Hook rate is kind of like a similar formula, but you use the 3-second video plays and you divide it by impressions. That's how you are going to get that one right there. And then the hold rate is the true plays divided by 3-second video plays, right? And also select the percentage right there. So those are some additional metrics for you. Let's jump into a lead generation campaign as well. Then for the sake of the example, I've also selected an ad set in an ad account that is currently running, but the ad set isn't running, just for helping you set up the columns. And again, here the same principle. You want to look at the most important metrics first when it comes down to managing and optimizing a lead generation campaign. You want to look at leads. How much does a lead cost? What is the conversion rate from landing page to lead? And then also you want to see how many calls have you been able to get? What's the cost per call? And what's the conversion rate from lead to call? Right, those are the most important metrics. And this is how you can set it up. So you go to columns, customize columns, and you can follow along this list right there. You can simply kind of like search it up. So for instance, this is the first one, right? Amount spent, and you can search it up right there. And then you go along with amount spent, budget, attribution setting, leads, cost per lead, conversion lead, Calendly, cost per Calendly call, conversion rate Calendly calls, and then unique link click, cost per unique link click, and then unique click-through rate and cost per 1,000 impressions. In case you are running video ads, I highly recommend adding in hook rate, which indicates what percentage of the audience get hooked on your ads, the hold rate, how long they actually keep watching the ad, video average play time, and then quality ranking, engagement ranking, and conversion rate ranking. So I would recommend doing those ones. Press apply and then save this one right there. Don't forget it to save, otherwise you have to redo it all again. So there are a few hurdles, right? So the conversion rate of the leads, it's not a metric that is native to Facebook. So you have to create that one. And the way to do that is by clicking here, create a custom metric. And then you simply divide leads with unique link clicks. And then you select the format percentage that gives you the format in an actual percentage. That's how you're going to get the conversion rate for the leads. For the conversion rate on the calls, the thing that you have to integrate first is your pixel with your Calendly integrations, right? So if you're using any form of a calendar, OneHub, Calendly, Go High Level, you have to integrate the calendar with a meta pixel so that it actually sends the data back, and in real time you know how many people actually booked the call. And then you can create conversion rate calls by dividing the volume of Calendly calls you receive with the actual leads, and then again the percentage right there. Right, this is how you get a very effective dashboard right there. And just a quick example, the hook rate as well. Hook rate and hold rate. Forgot to mention those ones. So hook rate right there is 3-second video plays divided by impressions, and hold rate is true plays divided by 3-second plays, right? And I know that this lesson might have been a little bit quick, right? When I set things up, when we set up the columns, but feel free, of course, to pause the video at any time, skip things through if you already set it up. And this way you get at least some data, some metrics to actually look at when you're launching your campaigns. So that is pretty much for this lesson. I want to give you a quick summary as well with the action items. So we've covered in this lesson how to set up our e-commerce columns, how to set up our lead generation columns, and I've shared with you the most effective way on how to manage the data by starting at the most important metrics first. And then if something breaks, you can analyze things through and identify the bottleneck and solve that bottleneck with many of the ideas and valuable concepts and lessons I shared throughout this whole course. So I know this was a quick one. I hope you found it valuable. It's like a quick win, and enjoy setting up the columns together with me.